Okay, so we're going to go over how to pass arrays in methods. So let's first define a method, for example. So pretty much we're going to call our method print array. Okay, so pretty much whatever we pass into this method, it's supposed to print out our array. Hold on, I'm going to put my method between here. So I'm going to do public static void, and I'm going to call my method name print array. And in this parameter, we're gonna we're gonna pretty much pass an array. So I'm gonna do print. So pretty much what you can do is do the following. So I can set up my array and I'll pass in the following values. And then I do print array, and you pass in my array, your array name, which for me is my array. Okay, so this my array has these values stored inside it. Or another way you can do it is do print array, and then you do int square bracket, and then you put in 1573. Okay, and see here, you didn't even have to name your array anything. So both of these ways would work. Okay, so now the next thing, so pretty much this is gets stored in here, but we can't do the following. We can't do int my array. This is only for, like, solo integer values. What you have to do is do int square bracket my array. That way we can pass in our entire array value into here. Okay, and let me just quickly move this up there. Okay, and now we're going to start printing out our array. So we do for int of I equal to 0. I is going to be less than my array. Hold on. My array dot length, and I'm going to increment I by 1 each time. Okay, now I do system dot out dot print line, then I do my array square bracket, we pass an I. Alright, okay, there we go. And now this is pretty much going to print out 1, 5, 7, and 3. Alright, and recall, in our array we can name this part whatever we want. It doesn't honestly matter. But yeah, so that's how you pretty much can, pass in methods in an array. And I want to also show something that's really important to know. So let's remake a new array. So let's write. I mean to say, let's write new code right now. So I'm gonna get rid of all of this. I'm gonna uh in my main I'm gonna do int x is equal to 1, and then I'm gonna set an array called int square bracket y is equal to 3, 6, 7, 3, 11, and 0. Okay, and then I'm gonna print out x. Alright, and then I'm gonna print out my first index of my array. So it'll be y square bracket 0. Alright, now I'm gonna create a method which is gonna be called change values. Okay, so here I'm gonna do let me do a bunch more. Okay, public static void change vals. Okay, so it's going to contain two parameters, this one and then this one. So one parameter for my solo int x and one parameter for my integer array. So I'm going to do change vals. I'm going to pass an x here, and I'm going to pass in y here. So up here it has to be int of x, and then int square bracket y. Now in here, I'm going to set x to be 100, and I'm going to set y square bracket 0 to be 99. Alright, and then I'm going to close it off there. Now, the question is, when I print out x again, and when I print out the first index of y, what's it going to show? Okay, so I know here it's going to show out 1, and here it's going to show 3. Then when I call this, we set x to be 100, and we set the first index of our y array to be 99. So what's going to be showing up here? So people are going to make the mistake of saying this is going to be 100, and this is going to be 99. But that's incorrect. This is still going to show in 1, but this is going to show 99. So pretty much, for a value like x, so when we enter our method, it changes x to be 100, but when we leave our method, it reverts x back to 1. But for an array, if we are changing a certain index at our array, inside a method, it changes that value inside our main method as well. So before we called in change vals, our y of 0 was 3. The second we entered change vals, our y of 0 is 99, and it doesn't revert back to 3 when we leave it. So here, our y of 0 is still 99. Okay, so that's important to know.